This could be Louis Bromfield. It could be him because he wrote books, and that could be. Oh, did you guys know that we have trains here? I should have taken that into account. You know I'm not going to edit that out either. Anyway, where were we? Pen and the paper. Yeah, Louis Bromfield. Podcast number 2. Thanks for coming along for the ride. It's been fun, and really ready to dive into this second song of the year. This is actually this song started out is leading off the Home album, and it releases tomorrow. And man, just super excited to release this album. And this song it came out in 2020, September 3rd, and actually this guitar, this is a 12-string guitar. Got it used on Facebook Market down south in Ashland, and I almost didn't get it. Almost didn't, and that's why. You can hear that it's just a little bit out of tune. It's just, I don't know what it is, but it just will not, there's just something funky with it. So I almost didn't get it. I passed on it, and the guy's like, hey, I'll come down and you can take it to your guitar guy to fix. And thank God that I did. I drove all the way down there. I'm like, well, okay. And this is actually a D, G, D, G, A, D tuning. And basically, probably 90% of this album is this tuning. And actually, this album is pretty much from this guitar. And this is a Seagull. This is a beautiful guitar. But the guy that I bought it from, he said he played it at a wedding. And actually, right after I got it, it played at a wedding as well. So I don't know if it's got some kind of anointing on it, but so many songs came from this guitar. And it's amazing how sometimes it just takes one instrument or classical guitar, something small, and these songs just they flow out of the different tool, or there's just something about it. So, I'm sure Sarah wonders why I have all these guitars, but that's one reason. And so anyway, this whole album just basically coming from this tuning, which I probably started using more from the 12 string because it's harder to play in regular tuning. I rarely ever play in regular tuning anymore, and it's just part of who I've come to be and just play as a musician. So anyway, yeah, welcome. I just wanted to sit down with the guitar. I'm very comfortable with the guitar. Not necessarily comfortable talking, so I would say it's a great day when I'm able to sit down and play. I've had so many healing moments, so many revealing moments with sitting down and playing the guitar. You can play it anywhere. You can travel with it. It's an instrument that has really blessed me. The Lord has really blessed me. Being able to have some different guitars and be able to have time to play. So anyway, all right, man, let's get going on this. I I want to do some. I want to play a little bit live. Should I play some now? Have you guys heard it? Probably not, man. This song's brand new. Let's just play it. Let's just go through and play it, huh? All right. Got a nice smooth. So fun to play. We started out down the road, and then it just plays out. If Harmonica Bob was here, he could play a little solo. Here we go. Winter is coming quickly with autumn soon to pass. Gets a little bit into it. Watch me swing across the sky. Headphones waiting, just open your eyes. Back to the original riff. Open your eyes. Well, we started out small, just a pen and a paper. But we started out, started out cold November day, yeah. But we started out wake the dust off from this pen, pulled out a Dodge and found the country air. Back to watch me swing across the sky. Headphones waiting, just open your eyes. Solo. Here we go. Well. There it is. Favorite part? Started out driving and ended up in Malabar Farm, where we started out driving and we ended up in Malabar Farm. So anyway, yeah, that so fun to play. That riff is so smooth. It really needs a drummer, like a rhythm pattern, because it's so hard to keep that rhythm. You can hear that. Bop, 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 bop. I mean, it's really hard to play that rhythm part with it, but anyway. Well, what do you think? Man, for the lyrics, I don't want to go too far into it. I don't. At the same time, do you guys want to hear anything about the lyrics? Okay. We started down the road. This song, I remember sitting down on the couch a couple rooms over, and the song came out, was inspired at Malabar Farm. True story. So, you get a song, and I was with family, and, sometimes you don't have time to work on a song. And so, just getting home, I remember watching TV, and, it'd be fun to look it up in journals, but it was something on Prime, and it was about this guy whose job was to drive on the world's most dangerous road. And it was so cool. And that's where that first line came out. We started down the road. And that just came out one day. And also something that I remember about that TV show, just, I don't know, put it out there, was these guys would sell these bananas, and they would load the back of their bike up with these bananas. And man, it was just amazing. They would work really hard all day long, and they would earn like a little bit of money, and they'd go and buy like a Coke or an Orange Crush. And I was like, I can relate to that, man. Like, they buy a new inner tube on the bike, and they buy an Orange Crush, and it's like, that's how much they earned for that day. And just like, wow, man, I need to be so grateful for what I do have. So anyway, that's where that came from. I believe that it was during COVID, and I believe that we just had to get the kids out of the house. We pull out of the house, we start driving, and we end up at Malabar Farm exactly like the song talks about. So, this is a lived experience. It's a true story. So it's nothing made up. This has actually happened. So when it says, we started out driving at the end, and ended up, we did, at Malabar Farm. That was it was a huge thing. I didn't know how cool Malabar Farm was. Our family, you say, hey, let's go on a hike. The girls are like, oh no, or, and then you say like, hey, let's go to the mall. And Isaiah's like, nah, we have had and have a hard time doing something that we all like. And so the experience of going to Malabar Farm during COVID, it was an eye-opener. It was like an oasis. Everybody had something to do. The girls got to shop around a little bit. They got a nice little gift shop. There's a petting like a partial petting like zoo. Like, you can see the goats, you see the cows, horses in the barn area. Super cool. The girls enjoyed that. Now, me and Isaiah, we go fishing, man. We were just, but everybody, Sarah was happy there. It's just a beautiful thing. And, we met with her parents there before. It's just a beautiful picnic. It's such a freedom there. It's a feeling. It's a something in your gut just says, you know what? Nobody's going to mess with us here. Like, you don't have some park ranger. I mean, I'm sure they're there. They have the workers there. They're all super cool. And, it's just nobody's bossing you around. Nobody's bugging you about trash or something. They just have a phenomenal management or crew there. And there's something in the air there. And anyway, if you're in Ohio for your ever visit, it's called Malabar Farms. I don't even know where it's at. It's by Columbus, but anyway, it's a beautiful drive there. If you ever get the chance, there's camping. It's just a beautiful area. It's by Mohican. It's a beautiful area too. But anyway, winter's coming quickly with autumn soon to pass. That could be, it could be talking about early sobriety for me. I sobered up in October. I would say every song probably has something to do with sobriety for me. It was such a huge thing in my life. For that one line, Watch me swing across the sky. Kind of reminds me of Jimi Hendrix or something. Heaven's waiting. When I first did that, I wanted to be heaven's waiting for you, but it just, heaven's waiting for you. It was just too much, and so I would have liked to have it. Heaven's is waiting for you. Just open your eyes. I think sometimes we can just be so spiritually blind and just so. Let me speak from my own experience. Just being self-will run riot. Like, just want to do whatever I want to do. Like sometimes I think heaven or God or some angels are just like, could probably just get so fed up with me. Like, come on, man, open your eyes. Like, try and see something from a different perspective, a different point of view, man. It's not that bad. You could be freaking in a war-torn country. You could be in a lot different scenarios, like riding your bike with the bananas all day and earning money to the money you make, fix your tire and get a cherry Coke or something, But anyway, that's, that line just kind of reminded me of Hendrix in a way. I really don't write with those, I don't know, analogies, or I really don't dive in that deep with my lyrics. They're really simple. I've typed them out a lot, and Word documents say it's like a first grader could understand it. So I really don't dive too deep in there. The second verse, we started out small, just a pen and a paper. This could be Louis Bromfield. It could be him because he wrote books, and that could be. Did you guys know that we have trains here? I should have taken that into account. I'm not going to edit that out either. Anyway, where were we? Pen and a paper. Yeah, Louis Bromfield. He was a writer. That could be for him, but for me, it's a inventory. Taking inventory. I had never looked at my part. Looked at anything inner when I first sobered up, and I had a lot of full of anger, full of hate, fear, shame, and part of the 12 steps is taking that inventory. It's a huge. It was a mountain for me. I was so scared to look inwardly and to see my part and to put that on pen and paper. There is power in it. And it has, it's such a scary thing. Nicholas would say, like, just do a little bit at a time, 15 minutes a day. Every day, just write a little bit. And I started doing that. And so anyway, I have experienced the power of putting pen to paper. And the main thing is, in this lyric is, but we started out. And then right underneath, we started out cold November day. I took a trip out in Wyoming. Whenever sobered up, that could be from that. I remember taking my inventory, but we started out. And so the main thing is, to me, that line it's a beautiful line on both of them, because you got something, but the main thing is that you started it and you took that step. And, could be prophetic with, this year, November, I started selling some CDs, $5, doing the early release for local businesses. And, it was the end of November. And, I'm listening to the song as I'm going. Anyway, just get started. If you got something on your heart, start it. Go and do it. Step out. A lot easier said than done, but once you do, it's something comes alive. Something wakes up. Well, talking about waking up, next line, wake the dust off from this pen, pulled out of Dodge and found the country air. Well, that's about taking that inventory. I was in Colorado, and that's where I sobered up. That's where I did my first inventory, and I would just drive. I'd pray for guidance, and Nicholas would have me. He wrote on his inventory, God help me to be as honest as I can be, and I wrote that on every page. That's not from the big book, but he did it, so I did it, and so I would just drive. There were so many places to go, and it was a very healing time. I had never. I think for me, there was a lot of grief, lost some people in my life, friends, and lost my grandma, my dear grandma, and I remember for her, just crying, man. Like I had never dealt with her loss because I didn't know how to process it. I drank it, I numbed myself, and interesting. And I cried a lot for that inventory. Like, it's just healing thing. So anyway, enough about the inventory, right? Well, that's basically it, man. Like, we're going through here. I think the lyrics are done. I think wow, in 20 minutes, not bad. So anyway, the scripture that I pulled out today, man, I'm really going to be preaching. So got some scripture here. You know that I have an intention of sharing scripture. It's one of my passions. I really get into it. I've got probably 5-6 different Bibles that I really enjoy diving in. I'm like, you know what? You need to start sharing, because I was thinking the other day, like, if you're going to share anything, if you're going to blab away and talk about anything, talk about what the Lord has done for you in your life. And, it's a way for me to give back, but that's what I hope to do. Share my experiences. And if I'm going to share anything, share something that God's done for me, man. I don't, I could blab on about myself and forever, but if I'm going to do anything good with this podcast, it's going to be sharing what God's done for me. And He has done so much for me. He's been so merciful and graceful to me. So anyway, it's, to me, this is from Genesis, and I'm going to go a little bit outside the way here. I want to talk about Abraham, because he started out and, like, just amazing. But first I want to go before that, because I read this about a couple weeks ago, and it blew me away. It was with Noah. It hit me hard because Noah, the importance of Noah, I had never really understood it like this before. So anyway, reading from Genesis 6. If you got a Bible or something, go ahead. This is from The Voice. Please don't judge me. Like I said, I have many different, I'm not sure exactly. I don't get into all that stuff. Like I said, I got 5 or 6 different Bibles. I just grabbed this one. So don't judge me for having The Voice, whatever that one is. Because I have plenty of other ones. But anyway, okay, so, okay. Okay, here's what it says. By Noah's time, this is in 6, this is not the word, this is what they're saying, like a comment. By Noah's time, nearly all people are drugged on the fumes of their egos. Interesting. Wickedness has become the number one all-consuming human addiction. Isn't that interesting how they word that? Anyway, that was just a comment. So anyway, here we are at 6:5. The Eternal One saw that wickedness was rampaging throughout the earth and that evil had become the first thought on every mind. Whoa. The constant purpose of every person. At that point, God's heart broke, and he regretted having ever made man in the first place. What a thing to go through, man. And let's keep going. It says, here's the Eternal One. This is what he's saying. I know what I'll do. I will wipe humanity, my special creation, from the face of the earth. Humans, animals, creeping things, birds of the sky, for I regret that I have ever made them. Man, what a place to be in. What a place to be in. Verse 8. But there was one person whom the Lord could not let go of, Noah, because this man pleased him. Now, I know this one's worded differently, but anyway, if it were not for Noah, I don't know if we'd be here. I don't know if we would be having this conversation. Because to me, if it wasn't for Noah, man, we would have been wiped out. Everything. Now, I don't know if this is the word. I don't know if a regular Bible would say, I'm going to wipe out not just man, but, like what it said in here, the birds, the creeping things, I don't know if it says that, but anyway, just reading that a couple weeks ago, and I read from a different Bible, but man, if it wasn't for Noah, one guy, might have been totally wiped out. So anyway, thank you, Noah, for taking the time. So anyway, that wasn't what it was from. So, here comes Isaiah with his recorder thing. Okay, so, talking about Abraham. Man, really getting into this. Genesis 12, okay. One day, so there's all these kids from Noah, all these descendants. I'm not going to read. There's a bunch of people, blah, 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 lived 200 years, blah, blah, blah. Okay, verse 12. One day the Eternal One called out to Abram, Abram, get up and go. Leave your country. Leave your relatives and your father's home and travel to the land I will show you. Now this one says, and then it says, don't worry, I will guide you there. And then you keep reading about the promise of blessing him. But anyway, man, now talk about starting out. That's, some of the best experiences I've had are where you don't know what you're getting into or where you're going. They just happen, and you can't predict it. And I almost had this one guy, Carl. He did record, and that was some of the wording that I was going to put into the song. I should put that up here, just so you can hear Carl on there. I didn't feel like I wanted it on the album, so maybe I can put that on here. But that's what I wanted to say. Like, when you start off something and you're not quite sure what's going on, sometimes those best experiences can happen with that. And to me, what an amazing faith that Abraham had to leave his comfort zone, to be able to take a journey like that, and to trust that God is going to lead you step by step man, to me, growing up, I've had heroes of football players, like Jerry Rice, Walter Payton, Bernie Kosar, musicians, with Metallica and the Pantera and U2 and Stevie Ray Vaughan. I've kind of lost touch with some of the sports people, some of the musicians, and man, my heroes are, my dad, my mom, my sponsors, my mentors, and people of faith. I cannot wait to meet Abraham. I have so many questions for him. And now Noah and David. I want to jam with David. But these guys, just amazing faith. And I hope to come just close to that. I don't know. So anyway, I'm rambling now. What do you think? It's not easy to step out in faith. But Abraham started out and, he trusted. He trusted that God would guide the way, and he did. So anyway, I'm getting ready for bed here at the old Brucci household. And I better wrap this up. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for listening. Next week, we're going to be going over the song Treasure, which actually, that one came from Malabar Farm too, or was inspired at Malabar Farm. We're going to do that. Let me see if I can post up that. I'm still trying to figure this stuff out, but I will post some kind of link or some kind of bonus for Ron where he talked in the song, so you can hear from Ron about the message that I was hoping to speak. And that actually came from Willie from Alaska's Ultimate Survival. Willie talked about being out in the wilderness, and some of the best things happen when you can't predict this stuff, but when you can't plan for it. So anyway, step out in faith, try something new, do something different. Ask the Lord for an adventure or for something like that. I guarantee the Lord will hook you up. It's just taking the time to listen. And it doesn't say anything about that about Abraham. It doesn't say what was going on, but it says one day. And I feel like God does it. He shows up, and I believe that this world would be a better place, and that if we listened a little better, if we slow down, stop being so distracted with so much technology and bull crap, if we slow down, God will give us a mission. He will give us something to do, and He will guide the way. Somebody once told me, God will, even if you try and mess it up, you can't even mess it up if you tried. And I thought, man, that's amazing, man. That's a cool place to be in. So anyway, God bless. If you got any questions, put it down or give me a call, or I don't know. But if you listen, man, thanks for listening. I appreciate you hanging out, man. I don't want to get too preachy on this stuff, but you can tell I get excited with this stuff. So anyway, God bless. Next week, stop on by. I'm going to do it Friday, and I'll try and get that thing up with Ron. I'm running out of time, but anyway, adios.